The Aston Martin Valkyrie is not just a car. It is a statement of excess, a triumph of engineering, and a vision of luxury redefined for the 21st century. When Aston Martin partnered with Red Bull Racing to create this masterpiece, they weren't building an ordinary hypercar. They were crafting something so rare, so intricate, and so impossibly beautiful that it transcends the definition of a vehicle. It is not just transportation. It is luxury in its purest and most extreme form. Now, when you hear the word Valkyrie, you may think of Norse mythology. In the old legends, Valkyries were divine figures, handpicking the worthy from the battlefield and escorting them to Valhalla. Aston Martin took this inspiration and poured it into their creation, building a machine that feels less like a car and more like a ticket to another realm. And make no mistake, the luxury side of this hypercar is every bit as breathtaking as its performance. Let's start with the sheer rarity of the Valkyrie. Aston Martin announced that only 150 road cars, 25 track-only AMR Pro versions, and a select few Spider models would ever exist. That makes it not just limited, but almost mythical. Luxury in many ways is defined by exclusivity. Owning a Valkyrie isn't simply about wealth. It's about access, status, and belonging to a club of fewer than 200 individuals in the entire world. This car isn't something you can just walk into a dealership and purchase. It's invitation only, reserved for those who not only have the financial means, but also the connections and influence to be considered worthy. That exclusivity alone elevates the Valkyrie into a luxury class that few objects in the world, cars or otherwise, can achieve. But luxury is not only about rarity, it's about the experience. Step inside the Aston Martin Valkyrie, and you are immediately transported into an environment unlike any other. At first glance, it may appear stripped down, focused purely on performance, almost Formula One-like in its design. But look closer. Every surface, every stitch, every control has been crafted with painstaking attention to detail. The cockpit is lined with the finest materials: Alcantara, premium leathers, exposed carbon fiber, all arranged not simply for aesthetics, but for the feeling they create. The seats are molded directly into the chassis, customized to the driver's body. It's not just about comfort. It's about the sensation of being connected to something greater than yourself. This isn't mass-produced luxury. This is bespoke craftsmanship. Then there's the design. The Valkyrie is a visual symphony of aerodynamics and beauty. Its flowing lines, enormous diffusers, and sculpted bodywork aren't just functional. They're art. This is luxury you can see from every angle. The car looks like it belongs in the future, or perhaps in the pages of science fiction. Yet it's here, real, tangible, and commanding presence wherever it goes. Park a Valkyrie in front of the most extravagant hotel in Monaco, Dubai, or London, and every head will turn. It's not simply a car. It's a centerpiece, a moving piece of art that defines status more clearly than any watch, yacht, or private jet could. Now let's talk about the heart of this machine. The naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 engine built by Cosworth. This power plant produces over 1,000 horsepower on its own. And with the hybrid system, the figure climbs even higher. And while performance is the headline, there's a deeper luxury here. This V12 is one of the last of its kind. In an era dominated by turbochargers, electric motors, and silent drivetrains, the Valkyrie's engine screams with raw emotion. The sound alone is an orchestra, refined yet violent, mechanical yet poetic. Luxury in this sense is the preservation of passion in a world moving towards sterile efficiency. The Valkyrie doesn't just move you physically, it moves you emotionally. But perhaps the most luxurious element of the Aston Martin Valkyrie is the customization process. Buyers are not simply purchasing a car, they are commissioning a masterpiece. Every Valkyrie is tailored to the desires of its owner, from unique paint finishes that shimmer in sunlight, to bespoke interior configurations, to personalized badging and engravings. No two Valkyries are alike. Aston Martin's Q division ensures that each owner leaves with something one of a kind, an expression of their personality, embedded within the world's most extreme hypercar. For the ultra-wealthy, this level of personalization is the ultimate luxury. It is ownership elevated to art. And then there's the driving experience itself. Imagine sliding into the carbon fiber monocoque, closing the gullwing-style doors, and firing up that V12. The world outside disappears. The car wraps around you like a second skin, Everything is minimal, precise, purposeful. The steering wheel resembles that of a Formula One car, with integrated displays and controls at your fingertips. The suspension, aerodynamics, and chassis have been tuned not just for speed, but for balance, elegance, and control. Driving the Valkyrie is not merely about acceleration. It's about the sensation of being in harmony with a machine so advanced, so refined, that every input feels like an extension of yourself. This is luxury at its peak, the kind of experience that cannot be replicated by money alone, but by the marriage of technology, design, and passion. What's more, the Valkyrie blurs the line between road car and race car, and that is part of its luxury appeal. It offers something no other car truly does: the ability to drive what feels like a Le Mans prototype through city streets, past cafes and boutiques, while knowing you hold the keys to something no ordinary supercar owner can touch. It is an experience reserved for the few. To be seen in a Valkyrie is to announce not just wealth but distinction. It says you are not part of the mainstream, but one of the chosen few who have access to this extraordinary world. Now, luxury also comes in the form of legacy. The Valkyrie is not just a car for today. It's an investment in history. Future generations will look back at this hypercar as a turning point, the moment when Aston Martin, a brand steeped in heritage, dared to create something radically futuristic yet timelessly beautiful. For collectors, owning a Valkyrie is about more than the drive. It's about securing a piece of history, a work of engineering art that will never be recreated in the same way again. As electrification takes over, the Valkyrie stands as a monument to the golden age of the internal combustion engine, wrapped in luxury and exclusivity. Finally, let's reflect on what the Aston Martin Valkyrie represents. It is not merely a hypercar. It is a luxurious lifestyle statement. To own one is to declare that you have transcended ordinary measures of success. It is to surround yourself with beauty, rarity, and engineering perfection. It is to experience luxury in motion, on a scale few will ever know. The Aston Martin Valkyrie is not just about speed or numbers. It is about the way it makes you feel. It is about the way it turns the mundane into the extraordinary. It is about indulging in the finest materials, the most advanced technologies, and the rarest opportunities life has to offer. That is true luxury. That is the essence of the Valkyrie. So when you see one of these extraordinary machines glide silently into view, or perhaps roar with the unmistakable cry of its V12, remember that you're not just looking at a car. You're witnessing the pinnacle of luxury itself, a fusion of art, engineering, and exclusivity that few in this world will ever experience. The Aston Martin Valkyrie is not for everyone, but for the few who are chosen, it is everything. And if the world of hypercars and luxury masterpieces like this captivates you as much as the Valkyrie does, then stay with us. There are many more stories, many more journeys into the rarest machines on Earth, waiting to be told.